Would you rather be stuck in a forest with a man or a bear?
Bear. Man is scary. With a bear.
What I've heard about bears, they don't always attack you, right? Unless you like fuck with them. So maybe a bear.
Depends what man, but probably a bear.
Oh, 100% a bear, which is like terrifying to say, but
Definitely a bear. Some men are very scary out there.
A bear. I would say a man.
A few people have asked me to cover this thing recently. In case you've been living under a misogynistic rock, it's this trend that's been going around Twitter for a few weeks, where chicks answer the question, would you rather be left alone in the woods with a bear or a man that you don't know? And of course, most of them answer bear, because it's Twitter and they're fucking retarded. So let's have a closer look, I guess. Yeah, so some guy with a TikTok account decided to make a viral video where he goes around asking random chicks if they'd rather be left alone in the woods with a man or a bear. And when I say chicks, I mean, I'd want some DNA testing for this one, to be honest. But in all likelihood, he's asked a heap of chicks this question and then focused on the retards for his video. But you know what? It's worked. Good on him. So Twitter takes it and does its thing. It becomes a massive viral trend. And like any viral trend or infection, it's ended up on the Whatever podcast. Let's have a look at that.
You're alone in the woods. Would you rather come across a bear or a man you don't know?
Okay, so in that original TikTok video, 7 out of 8 chicks said they'd choose the bear. I wonder what the ratio will be like on the Whatever podcast.
I would say a man that I don't know.
I'm going to choose the bear.
The man.
The man.
I would choose the bear.
The bear.
Well, that's promising, I guess. 3 out of 6. Only 50% of these chicks are complete retards. But the host puts a pretty interesting follow-up question to him. Watch this.
Let's say you were alone in the woods and you walked past a man. What do you guys think? Like, what do you think the probability is that just any random man would attack you?
I'd say 50-50. 30-70, 30 being he would assault me.
There is a chance that a man would attack, but I don't know what the percentage is.
85.
I'd say 50-50.
Very low, like less than 10%.
Wow, that's eye-opening, isn't it? 50%, 30%, 85%. Fucking hell, like that super chatter said, it's like men are just sexual assault machines in their eyes. But you know what's funny? Most of these chicks probably have an OnlyFans account. They usually do when they're on the Whatever podcast. And they're on a podcast that I'm tipping gets like 80-90% male viewership. And they think that given the right opportunity, there's like a 50% chance a random man's going to attack them. So of course, they front up with their fucking tits hanging out. That just makes complete sense. Oh no, I dress like this for me. It's not for any man, it's for me. Yeah, okay. And when I go for a hike alone in the woods, I spray myself with salmon juice, honey, and female bear pheromone. You know, for me. It makes me feel good about me. I mean, they can dress however they want, obviously. They can show their tits and assholes on the internet all they want, obviously. But it makes you seem like a bit of a daft cunt when you then say, I think 1 out of 2 men would physically attack me given the chance. Like, if that's what you honestly thought, wouldn't you be a bit more cautious? Anyway, moving on. So then we've got the white knight types. You know, the, oh, maybe milady has a point. Maybe we men are dangerous and should think about our actions. You know those guys? Like this dude here.
Not really sure why this is a debate, but here we are. And I've seen a whole lot of comments from people who don't understand women's stories or statistics. So to be clear, the answer is unequivocally a bear, and here are the 2 reasons why. First, the numbers. In the United States, there are 340,000 bears and about 57 million hikers, 26 million of which are female. Since 2020, there have been exactly 7 women killed by bears and 15 non-fatal attacks on women. In the US, there are also 165 million men and 168 million women. Since 2020, there have been 8,000 fatal attacks on women by men and 1.6 million non-fatal attacks. Yeah, but what about adjusting for population size? Okay, fine. But first, just so we're clear, this is an impossible hypothetical because in the US, the Departments of Natural Resources in every state...
I have AUT, ISM, I have AUT, ISM, autism.
Okay, so he adjusts the bear population to reflect the man population, then applies the frequency of fatal bear attacks on women to that number. Then he concludes with this.
Which means even in this impossible hypothetical of 165 million bears, you're still greater than 2 times more likely to be killed by a man than a bear if you're a woman in the United States.
Yeah, but what if you're a woman alone in the woods in the United States? You're adjusting the bear population to reflect the man population, then comparing fatal attacks by bears on women in the woods to fatal attacks by men on women at any place in time? Why don't you compare fatal attacks on women alone in the woods? That's the scenario we're discussing here. Or, and this is clearly a retarded hypothetical, move the bears in with the women. Have them argue about everyday human things like relationships and finances. Fuck, have them argue about a piece of fish. I wonder what the numbers would look like then. Or just compare apples with apples. If a lone woman in the woods happens across a random man and a random bear, is it more likely that the man would attack her or the bear? Like, just take any woman who was ever killed by a bear in the woods. How many lone men do you think she'd previously encountered in the woods? I mean, is it just insane luck that none of them killed her but the bear did? This thought exercise, this analysis makes no sense, mate.
It's almost like we just don't believe women or something. You know? Speaking of which, the second reason why the answer is bear. It's because women are telling you that it's bear. That's kind of all that matters.
Yeah, I get that. I'm not doubting that that's their choice. I'm just saying it's a retarded fucking choice. Now, I get the message, I get the sentiment. Some chicks don't feel safe around men. And that's a bad thing. I feel sorry for them. I genuinely do. But to say you'd rather encounter a bear in the woods than a man is, like I said, just fucking spastic.
I saw this video of a guy responding to a comment, and the comment basically said, like, you can't tell me that a woman would be less intimidated by a bear than a man. And honestly, I immediately thought, no, I'd much rather face a bear while I'm alone in the woods than a man while I'm alone in the woods. Like, objectively, a crazy thought. Like, crazy thought. And my immediate rationalization for that thought is a bear can be reasoned with.
Yeah, that was objectively a crazy thought. Do you think she's just remembering all the Winnie the Pooh or Yogi Bear episodes? Like from when she was a kid? I hope it's that. And I hope she doesn't actually know any blokes that seem less reasonable than a wild animal. Who knows? Maybe it's a joke. I hope it's a joke. Now, this video's all over the place. I didn't really know how to structure this ridiculous topic. But yeah, this is a dumb question. And if we're gonna do anything with it, let's just fuck with them, like Goodfella did.
I like fucking with their programming, you know, making their brain do that bzzz, that shit where it short circuits. I think I done it in this thread as well, where a woman said, men are far more dangerous than bears, blah blah blah, and I said, are you saying black men are more dangerous than bears? Again, it fucks with their programming. It completely short circuits them, because like, no, because you know deep down what they really mean is white, heterosexual, probably Christian men. Those are the groups you're allowed to attack.
Alright, well thanks very much for watching. I'm starting up my podcast again with Jeremy from The Quartering and Count Dankula. It's called The Incredible Salt Mine, or TISM. I'll link it in the description. It's on at 10 AM Eastern American time, 3 PM UK time, and 12 AM Sydney time. That's on Friday if you're in the UK or America, and 12 AM Saturday Sydney. Alright, hope to see you there. Catch you later. Ta-ta. Bye-bye.